Greetings, this is Bloodrill, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Alright, let's get in this Hall of Warriors and see what it's all about. Alright, oh, the three task dudes. That's a lot of warriors.
Tread carefully, Estermore.
It's not many Estramor who are permitted into our sacred city, okay? You think he'd mind if I pet his stilg? Eder is consistent. What's the Blood Sands? An ancient place of sacrifice. It's a cave by the great elms themselves. His roots have been an integral part since generations. Okay, so they are doing ritual sacrifices. Don't seem fond of us. My 250 years. God damn, the music keeps dying. It's annoying. I've led many peoples. There are a dozen children, but none have been deemed fit to take my place. Okay. Aha. Okay, next in line is from another tribe, I guess. Bogchild. Aha. Yeah, he's always are better, etc. etc. Okay. Erlangel has the soul of a leader. If it were past one of my own offspring, what? The druids of Blood Sands have a way to do this and understand the importance of strong line of succession. What? That's crap. We will sacrifice a child. Yeah, that's bullshit. How can you possibly expect to get away with this? If you know the girl is here. I should kill you for this. Nope, I won't kill you, but I won't do it either. Well, you're a crappy person. No, why would I do that? I'm not sure. Is it Theos? Lyras, a young man approaches you with a swift and purposeful stride. He has the same stern, wild look of Simok. Wait, I saw you speaking to my father. Say nothing. He asked you to sacrifice Vela, hasn't he? Maybe he's right about 3 tasks Telgar growing weak. But if this is the price of strength, it isn't worth it. I agree. Do you have another idea? There's a herbalist among the Ovates, Bletha. Yeah, we met here. Who drew a poison. You know, we don't know the difference if it's too late. Why not just return this child to its birth parents? It's complicated. Uh-huh. You want me to murder your father? Well, okay, I will think about it. I wouldn't kill the child, dude. Relax. Let's get some music. Blood Sands. We'll first visit this place and that place and we'll see what happens and then I'll go... Let's face it, I'm not gonna sacrifice the child. I don't see why. Without a good enough reason anyway, and that sounds like it's not a good enough reason. Alright. God damn it.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara Ix Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Grand Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
How will we reach here?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different.
What is her hidden faith?
The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
But how will we get Iavara to move to Oceanus?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Little chickens. More. Guns. What the fuck is that? Two identical women seem to fade into view. Their skin is tree bark. Yep, they are guns. Okay.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
It's a very Han Solo thing to say. Alright. As a man who came through here, it sounds as though you have already met him.
There! By his own admission, Sheetha.
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer? Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
This is true, but me. This is also true with a far bigger importance right now.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the leaden key.
I told
she
you
knows
should have
much.
confronted him, Sheetha. He has always been a poison.
They both know much,
It
I
would have
guess.
been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
I just need to get to
I'm
Theos.
sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
What's he mean? I thought Marigold said Alo's face is rigid. This is permanent? We do not come down this road together to be refused passage by a pair of talking saplings. Endurance. I love that guy. Fantastic character. But it's so. There must be some way. To be chained to such a past. A bitter and grievous thing, Watcher. But this has all been for nothing, and I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
I'd rather have tried to put things right. A noble thought, but for the lifetimes that separate you from your
However,
problems.
As much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Sheetha?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
What is it?
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past.
Yes, I know.
Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Great.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
Of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you know where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, sun and shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way to get to
We
him?
know of one. On the burial isle,
Of
to the
course.
court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the
What?
gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean with the help of the
The
gods?
pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not
Wow,
repent
crappy
were
gods.
cast into the pit and imprisoned below.
That's a very Terry Pratchett god, actually.
The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people, but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit,
Fuck the gods.
so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
How would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
So the only way to get through this pit is to pray for
Not
help.
the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
Is there no other way?
None.
But I don't believe in any gods.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared. Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest
What?
to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely.
Oh, great.
For all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools. What do you wish to know?
How did you know I was pursuing
The same
Theos?
way that you are no doubt able to peer into the ether and experience the souls of others. It is something we are born with, some more, some less. A gift common to many creatures of the wilds. You share certain similarities with the man you pursue. For your sake, I pray they are few and of no consequence.
Imagine that people come here. A soul has its will of its own, okay?
There is something about this place that reaches beyond our understanding, something like a beacon. The elms have a way of uniting souls that have been seeking one another, with or without their owner's awareness. Sometimes it is for love, sometimes for vengeance, sometimes for peace. Often it is for no reason we will ever know. In your case, let us hope it is for peace.
Or vengeance.
There is little to be said about us, for we are bound here, caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time but not distance, measured in observations but not experiences. We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
We will tell you what we can. Before you
nothing.
go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
What?
A great many questions still to be answered.
Yep.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course, In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned, some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Alrighty then, oh, got some levels too. Which I will do in the next episode. Thank you for watching, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you next time.